Good evening. Hello, everybody. How are you? Well, there's one we haven't seen for a while. Hello, Dave, beaten off Junction. How you doing, my friend? I see the Burnie Appreciation Society's in tonight. Good evening, Andy. Oh, good evening, Ewan. How are you, my friend? Who else we got? Hello, Flymo. Hello, Chris. Who else we got in here? Simon. Hello, Simon. How you doing, my friend? Hello, Mick. Oh, there's loads of people in. Uh, Clive, hello, Clive. How you doing, my friend? Who else we got in? Have I missed anybody? Bretton Junction. Hello, Bretton Junction. How are you? Oh, right. Okay. I think that is everybody. Dave's enjoying his week off. This is very good. How are you all? How are you doing? Ah, right. Well, it's going to be a bit of a weird one tonight because, to be fair, I really don't know what I'm going to do. Tonight's going to be a bit of a free for all, I think. I had planned to not really good. Oh, right, unpaid. Well, you are self-employed, so um. Oh yes. Oh, what? Hang on, hang on. It is the 30th today. Congratulations, Andy. Yeah, today's your retirement day. Finally, it's arrived. Everybody congratulate Hot Dog Pilot for his retirement. Oh, Craig, New Drum Junction's in. Hello, Craig. How you doing, my friend? Oh dear, loads of people in, loads. Really good to see you all. Let's have a look. Uh, no, don't want that. Ah, what am I doing? What am I doing? Hang on. I'm pushing buttons here. Things could go wrong. I want that button there. I want. Ah, you know what? Can't be bothered. Don't know. I was going to add Craig as a moderator, but I've forgotten how to do it. It's been a while since I last put Flymo as a moderator. But never mind. The Model Railway Shed is in. Hello, Dino. How are you doing, my friend? In fact, Dino, I'm going to write that down because if you hadn't have put your name, I would have forgotten. Right. So, what we got? Model Railway Shed. Mod. Dino. Right. Right. Okay. Well, I've got the soldering iron warming up, uh, so things could get a bit technical. Oh, Trevor Stubbs is in. Hello, Trevor. I haven't been able to watch any of your live streams just lately. I've been so busy. Um, but we're here now. Right. Oh, someone's joking about something. Uh, Mick, stop talking about football. Football is banned. We do not talk about football here. How's the class 45 doing? Flymo, it's still poorly. I was hoping to pick up some spare parts from Warley, um, but it proved to be not as what's the word I'm looking for? Um, It wasn't as good as 2019, I don't think. Now, I don't know whether that's because of complications or anything else like that. But mm, it's made me seriously consider whether I'm actually going to attend Warley again next year. Uh, but while we're on the subject of Warley, who went? How did you find it? What were your views? Um, don't be shy. Tell us exactly what you think. Had the privilege of meeting Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Had the pleasure of meeting him finally and having a bit of a chat with him and his son. Um, Simon, yeah, I've seen him in the chat already. I had a chat with him as well. I also had a chat with Richard at Trains in the Attic. Who else did I speak to? Spoke to, can't get my words out. I spoke to Matt Slade as well. Um, so yeah, it was good to catch up with people. I mean, I know not everybody in the chat is, but there are a few people who are members of the MRYCG, and I'm pulling it down to the trains, I think. But sadly, the members' meet there was pretty poorly attended. I think I mean, we were all supposed to have met up at 1 o'clock. I think I might have seen 8 people, four of which I knew. I didn't know who the others were. Um, but um, but yeah, I mean, in respect to that, I'm going to blame the trains on that one. But trade-wise, it wasn't great. I was kind of hoping to find a few people, specific people actually, who deal in a lot of spare parts, and they weren't there this year. But I did not come away empty-handed. If everybody's already seen the video that I put up this week, you will have noticed that. Sorry, yeah, you will have noticed that uh, that I have already bought a few bits and pieces, which I covered in the video. So if you want to go and see that, you'll see what bits and pieces I bought. I'd love to show you, but they're all scattered all over the layout now. But one of the other videos that I saw recently. Oh, hang on a minute. I've just saw Mart. Hello, Mart. How you doing, mate? Oh, Digger Evans is in the house. Hello, Digger. Dave Harris is in the house as well as I just saw somebody else. Who else did I just see? Darren Faulkner. Hello, Darren. How are you? Um, yeah, people, if I've missed anybody in the chat, I do try to say hello to everybody. But if I have missed you, just put hello again in the comment and I'll try and catch you. Yeah, so it has been pretty busy. One of the things that I can show you is, bear with me a moment, where did I put it? There it is. So there's a bit of a trend that's starting to happen here at Finnerton Central whenever I go to a show. It's happened a few times now where I've ended up buying a £5 bargain. So basically, what I've done is I've been able to find a locomotive for £5, clearly a non-runner, and I so far, touch wood, been successful and got them all going again. Hang on, is Bernie in the house? Bernie, we're not worthy. Hello, Sir Bernie. Bernie's going to be joining the chat very shortly as well. I hope, because I know he's been having some issues with StreamYard. Apparently, they've put their prices up or something. But anyway, let me just have a quick look through the chat a moment. GWR Buckley. I sent you an email. I don't know whether you got it or not. But if you can send me your address, and I'll get this thing sent off to you. I haven't forgotten. I've just been really busy. Let me see. Anyone mention anything about Warley as yet? Don't think so. No, no one's mentioned anything about Warley, but chances are probably the mass majority of you didn't go. Was Bernie saying good evening, everybody in the chat? 2 minutes to reply to. Yeah, the chat's going absolutely mental right now. Oh, Timber Surf's just joined in. Hello, Timber. How you doing, my friend? Right. Okay. So, yeah, the trend. So basically, what I've been doing is accidentally, I've been finding myself where I've been buying locomotives from shows for a fiver, and I've managed to revive them. So here is one of them, and you guys can have a proper close-up look at this. But here is King George V. Here's King George V. Now, I'm not too sure what class of locomotive this is, but I'm pretty sure that Timber Surf will tell me. Now, I'm still yet to finish this. So if you have a look, try and get it in the camera. But can you see the edge of the window there on the end of the cab is actually broken, look. It's hanging on for dear life, it is. So I'm going to try and repair that when I get 5 minutes. But that is the only thing that's wrong with it. The only thing that's wrong with it. I'm not too hot on classes of locomotive. So if anybody knows exactly what class of locomotive this is, then please tell me, because I'd love to know. But it is an absolutely fantastic model, very well detailed for its age. It is a Lima. I had to double check because I did forget. It is a King class. Thank you, Chris. I thought so, but I wasn't 100% sure. But yeah, yeah, absolutely superb. This is. I absolutely love the old Lima stuff. I do. And this is no exception. It is absolutely fantastic. It really is. And I can't believe that I bought that for a fiver in pieces. If you have a look at the video, I don't know if anyone's actually seen the video or not. But if you have a look at the video, you'll see me putting bits of it down on the table. I actually bought it like that. The only thing that I've had to add to it was the 2 screws on the underside here, which I had to put back in. Those 2 screws were missing. But fortunately, out of my spares box, I was actually able to find 2 screws that did actually match. They were the right screws for this particular model. So I was actually kind of lucky with that. But yeah, I can't believe it. I paid £5 for that, and it runs absolutely beautifully. I've still got to play around with the back-to-backs on this, because it's not running over. It runs over some points, but not others. It's struggling over some of them. So I've still got to play around with the back-to-backs on this and get it exactly right. And then when I've done that, then hopefully it should run a lot better then. I mean, back-to-back wise, I can adjust the ponies. I can adjust the main running wheels. Or I can actually adjust the back motor wheels as well. So yeah, I'll be having another play with that, and that will be running silky smooth on the layout very shortly. But yeah, I'm actually really chuffed with that I actually bought it for as little as I did. Oh, I'll put you over there for a bit. You can see Bernie's collection of locomotives there. Right then, okay. Oh, Craig's doing his taxi runs. What else is going on? Wonder Kid, Wonder Baby. Well, you're new. Hello. What's your name? Um, Let everybody know in the chat who you are. What else we've got? I'm a huge. Oh, Dino is a huge fan of Lima. I am too, to be kind of honest. The mass majority of my locos are Lima. Um, I mean, I do have quite a few Hornby ones. I do prefer the older stuff to the newer stuff. What else is being said? Actually, first rules of bogey. Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, I'm kind of glad Flymo's done that. Flymo's put a link to my Facebook page, or Finnerton Central's Facebook group. If anybody wants to join the Facebook group, they can. All you got to do is just answer a couple of questions, and then you're in. It is completely and totally free. I don't charge for nothing. Everything on this layout is free. Free to view, free to watch, free to do what the hell you like, within reason. But yeah, the Finnerton Central Facebook group. Basically, what's going on there at the moment is I'm having a small little competition. What I do is every now and again I will put a header competition in, and this week's header competition includes a prize, and that prize is a couple of untested DCC chips. Now, one of those DCC chips I found in my Dapol track cleaner. Now, you're probably thinking, what the hell's he done to that? Well, it's quite easy. I've took it apart. I bought it for £12 at Warley. It was a non-runner. Three of its wheel sets were missing, which I've been able to source from harvesting from other bits and pieces that I've got here. I've tested the motor. That also works. All I've got to do is wire it up. I've been thinking about wiring it up slightly differently to how it normally does. Basically, if anybody is is familiar with the Dapol track cleaner, basically what it is you've got these springs here which touch a connection on the top, which is this plate here, and that gives you your connection to the one side of the track. So that sits on top of the spring there like that. Now I don't like that idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hardwire. I'm going to take these springs out, put a wire in there, and feed that through directly to the motor via its switch. So yeah, so the reason why it didn't work is because it got a DCC chip in it. So what I've done is I've took that chip out. I have no idea whether it works or not. There is another chip as well as that I've found in a locomotive, which I've took out. So both chips are up for grabs to anybody who has the most likes on this week's header competition. And this week's header competition is Class 08. So if you want to join the group, you can. If you've got a Class 08, stick a picture in the comment, and then good luck to the winner. Right. Where else are we? Da, 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 da. Do, do, do. Oh, Eagle Creek's in the house. Hello, Eagle Creek. And he's chuffed because he's finally retired. People are still saying hello to people. I'm Simo D's son. Ah, right. Wonder Kid Simo D's son. I see. What was that? Oh, someone's just asked to join Finton Central. I will add you to the group later at the end of the chat. Well, the end of the stream. What else was saying? In Dad's attic. Oh, we got another new one, Trackside Mike. Hello, Trackside Mike. I'm Brian. Say hello to everybody else in the chat if you don't already know them. Do please forgive me a moment. I'm still reading what you're all saying. There was so many comments. People are still saying hello to people. Oh, beating off Junction's having to head off because he's having his tea. Dave, thank you very much for joining the stream, my friend. Hopefully you might be able to catch up later. Right, okay. Right, so yeah, Warley. Who actually went to Warley in the end? I know Andy did, obviously. I know Simo D joined because I spoke to him. Anybody else? Did anybody else go to Warley this weekend at all? Or was you unable to go to Warley because of the trains? Bernie, we know you didn't go because you dicka. I love that, I went out. You're stupid, woman. My dad always says that. Oh dear. Matthew Whitemore. Who is Matthew Whitemore? Oh, Matthew Whitemore. Is that Trackside Mick, is it? Is it? Don't know. But yes, everybody, whoever is new in the chat, just tell everybody who you are, and we will all do our absolute best to try and remember you next time. No, Matthew Whitemore is Matthew Whitemore at NEC on the Saturday. Oh, right. Okay. Well, I was at Warley on the Saturday, Matthew. Obviously, we didn't meet. Own channel. Yeah, I have got my own channel. It's here. Yeah, Flymo's plugging me again. I love Flymo. He's awesome. Right. Bernie, obviously not right now, but at some point in the next 10 minutes or so, are you able to join the stream? If not, I understand because Blymo's filled me in on your issues with StreamYard. Oh, Anthony Dodge is in the house. Hello, Anthony. Are you wearing your Donegal Dad top that we saw you sporting earlier on Facebook? Paul Bottrell's in the house. Hello, Paul. Just seen somebody else as well, I think. Who else did I just see? Pep EMU fan. Hello, Pep. Let's have a look. What have you got? Something went wrong. Great. Not you went wrong. Something's gone wrong with my other phone. Hang on a minute. Right. Okay. Right. Bernie, do you still want to join, regardless of what you're wearing? And before anybody says anything, he is wearing clothes. It's the particular clothes that he's wearing and not his birthday suit. A frozen Brian. Yes, I probably was frozen. I was either frozen or stood very still. I do want to say Bernie just in case, but yes, Bernie's in his pajamas. Um, but yeah, Bernie, if you want to join the stream, then come and join. I want to speak to you in person. Oh my God, we've got more people. Anyone who's just asked to join Finnerton Central's Facebook group, I will add you at the end of the stream. I can't do both at the same time, unfortunately. Oh, yes, I can. Flymo, Flymo, could you add all these people to the Finnerton Central Facebook group, please, with you and your 3 screens and being able to do 2 things at the same time? Possibly 3. Aha, it's working again. Ha. Uh, right. Okay. It's not that reason, Bernie. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I can do it anyway. Right. So I've got you in the chat down here. Right. Bernie, thank you. Thank you very, very much. If anybody hasn't seen that video yet, I just can't believe it. Bernie was so generous and he's given me 6 locomotives, 4 of which are up there right now. One's on the layout, the Duchess of Sutherland's on the layout right now, and the Class 45s in Finchester Works over here are waiting for it to be pulled out and to be repaired. So yeah, Finchester Works. Basically, what's going to happen with that is, I'll show you, but it's an awful mess. I won't bother right now. But if everybody knows where my turntable is, which is over there by the window, that entire area there is going to end up being Finchester Works. Now, the idea behind that now is right here below me, right here, where my finger is there. You probably see a locomotive there, actually. Yeah, I've got my Sprinter sat here ready and waiting because that needs new cogs in it. But basically, all my ill locomotives have been stored in the yard right here. And the idea is I'll pick them up out of here, put them on the table in front of me, fix them, put them back on there, and then they'll run round onto the layout within a video. Very similar to Double O Bill. If anybody is aware of Double O Bill, go and watch his videos because he's very good at doing what he does. But yeah, basically, it's very similar to what he does as well. But the difference with me, I think, is mostly the fact that I'm actually going out, physically finding something that's broken, bringing it back in the hope of trying to get it running. So far, I've got a 100% track record and I've been able to fix everything so far. But some are eluding me. So they're over here right now, awaiting to spare parts to arrive when I do find them. And when I do find these spare parts, I will get onto it. Right. Anyway, so that's basically what it is, really. But I like to see people happy, and if I can help, I will. To be honest with you, Bernie, everybody in this community is pretty much the same, really. Everybody's helping each other out. I'm currently, I liked your £5 bargain loco. Yeah, Paul, that's up here. You probably weren't in the chat when I showed it, but that's basically it there. Look, that's my bargain. Um, it still requires a bit of settling, shall I say, but it's now up and running and in one piece. And of course, when I had it originally, it was in several pieces. A friend of mine that was with me at Warley, Martin, at Club Amen. You've probably already seen him in the chat. He was with me, and he thought I was absolutely balmy buying it. So yeah, so there's that, and Richard that trains in the attic, he also said to me, he says, "I'll be very interested to see if that actually runs or not." But yeah, it did run. But yeah. Hello, Mart. He's probably sitting there watching me on the big screen. Oh, just remembered something. Oh, well, my coffee sat over there going cold. I actually remembered my coffee this week. I can't live without it. Mm. Ah, well done, though. Yeah. Um, I surprised myself, to be honest with you. I honestly, yeah, as Timber Surge just said, I thought you can't go wrong for a fiver. Worst case scenario is it ends up being used as spare parts. I think I have another loco around here somewhere of a similar class. I think maybe I don't know. It's probably in a box. Um, but yeah, I thought give it a go. £5. What harm can it be? Um, yeah, it is. Honestly, it was worth it for the spare parts. Um, in the same box, I very nearly bought another locomotive as well, but I didn't, mostly because the fact that Bernie's already given me one, which was the Class 31. In the box, there was a roof and a screw. Now, I know the roof on Bernie's 37, 31 here was broken. There was a dirty great crack down the one side that had been repaired. And oh my God, there's more people joining the Facebook group. Thank you. I just keep seeing the notification pop up at the top of my phone. But yeah, so basically what it was is this the nut that's molded into the center of the roof here was split and broken as well, and the pin that goes up through the middle here, through the underside, was also missing. And as I was rooting through this box, I picked up this roof. I know it's not the right colour. I might paint it. I don't know. I might even need the same colour, to be honest. But I noticed it and I thought, oh, I actually need one of them. I wasn't even looking for it. So I picked that up. And then I started looking at the other locomotive as well. And the guy stood next to me says, the guy over there will take anything that you offer him. Well, I was afraid to say anything because I just didn't want to offend the poor bloke. And I didn't know this, but he was like doing this, doing that. I wasn't looking at it at the time, and my mate Mark said to me, he said, "You're saying a fiver, you'll take a fiver for it." I said, "Right, yeah, okay, a fiver," and I paid the man. I think he couldn't wait to be honest with you. Oh, Alan Reynolds is in the house. Hello, Alan. How are you doing, my friend? So yeah, so basically that was it. So I bought this loco, brought it home, took it apart, even more than it already was, tested it, put it back together, gave it a good service, and now it's running. It's great. I love it when things like that happen. It doesn't always happen. So if I ever get another one that doesn't work at all, then I'll make sure I put it in the video because I don't want everyone to think that I'm absolutely perfect because I'm not. Martin will ask about his 08. and how long it took me to repair that bloody thing. Oh dear. But yeah, so yeah, it would be, what did Tim Sub just say? He would be happy to get rid of it. Not many would take a non-runner, let alone those in bits. That's absolutely true. Honestly, it was in bits. I don't know how it ended up in pieces, but it was. Um, but yeah, I literally just put a connection straight to the motor, and all of a sudden it just burst into life. And I thought, well, this is going to be an easy one. um, but yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to actually start doing. So featuring Finchester Works, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start going to model shows, and I'm going to start trying to see if I can actually find a £5 loco and see if I can get it running. So watch this space. I might end up stretching it to about 10. I don't know. I'll try and get it for as low as I possibly can. What's Anthony said? Heck, I could have bought four for that price with the UK pound cash I have left over from our trip. Well, you want to keep hold of that, Anthony, just in case you come back over here again. Um, what was that then? What did somebody say? When is your next show and where, Brian? Oh, my next show. Um, I don't know yet. I think I don't know, but I think it might possibly be Macclesfield. I went to Macclesfield this year and I actually really enjoyed it. Um, it was actually kind of nice, really, to go to a model show a little bit further afield, and being able to see exhibitions that I've not ever seen before. I mean, I do like to support my local model railway show, which is the Talford one. And oh, hello. Sorry, a cat has just appeared out from underneath the layout. So I didn't know there was any cats in here. Excuse me a minute. I need to let Smudge out. Oh, go on, boy. How'd you get? Go on. There you go. See, that's one well-trained cat, that is. He knows to stay down below and not jump up on the layout. Has anyone seen that TikTok video? I think it was TikTok or YouTube of a cat crawling out from underneath somebody's tunnel. You see a train go by, then all of a sudden this massive cat just comes out of a tunnel portal. It was really funny. It was. Um, what's that? Somebody just said. Um, I just saw something about Scotland. Where was that? Um, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, the growler. Ewan, you need to come to the Motherwell Scott show, right? Um, I'd love to be honest with you, Ewan. The only problem being is the fact that it's just way too far away. I need to stay close to home for um, uh, uh, family things, but I need to stay reasonably close to home. So sadly, my friend, I'm sorry, but I just can't get up to Edinburgh. I'd love to come, I really would, because I'd love to visit Edinburgh Station, if anything else. But no, sadly, I'm unable to go that far. Macclesfield's a bit of a push. Um, what's Bernie saying now? I would tell everyone on my live stream tomorrow. What time? Oh, I missed something Bernie was going on about. Right, right, okay, okay. Yeah, Glasgow, yeah. Scott, No, no, I'm not. Sadly. Do you mean sadly? No. I'm 46 years old. I'm too old to be a dad again. Oh. I've had two. Don't want any more. Um, uh, but no, I can't travel that far. I really am so sorry. I tend to try and stay sort of like Midlands area. Um, yeah, well, sort of Midlands, Crewe, Manchester, that sort of thing. Somewhere where I'm relatively close to home. Um, do, 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 do. I mean, there are so many places that I haven't been to that are actually local to me. I've never been to the Oswestry one. I need to go to an Oswestry show. I've never been there. But the only thing is what one of the biggest problems I've noticed really is when you do stay local to your local area, you tend to see the same layouts at different ones. So yeah, going to Macclesfield was a refreshing change, being able to actually see, um, yeah, to be able to actually see other layouts that I've never seen before. Um, Warley was no exception. There was plenty of layouts there that I'd never seen before, and sadly, it was sort of like a quick scan as I was racing around trying to spend all my money. But I didn't have time to stay all day, so we all had to dash off and yeah. Oh, what's Timber said now? Wigan fine scale is awesome. Oh, well, I won't discount that one, Tim, but I'll look into that one. Um, I do intend to try and do a bit of travelling around the area on train this year. Well, next year. So when is the Macclesfield one on? I think it's April, May time. I think it is. Uh, did you leave at 2 o'clock, Andy? I know I did. I think I left probably about half one. I mean, there was quite a fair few people there. There were hordes and hordes of people. So if it hadn't been for the train strikes, I think there probably would have been far, far more. Um, there is one at Manchester on the 10th and 11th December this year. Yeah, I won't be attending any more shows this year. I'm looking to start going to Mother Railway shows from around April time next year. Give myself a chance to save a bit of money and so I can afford to go and spend some money and get bits and pieces I actually need. Oh, one of the things I did actually buy was a new transformer. Um, you'll all remember the yeah, okay. Oh, here we are. You all remember the controller I picked up from Dave Angel Trains? That's the controller I bought off him. The only thing that was missing was the transformer. So when I went to Warley, I went over to Squires over in the far corner, and I managed to pick up 4-point motors off from Squires, and I was also able to buy this as well, which is a Gagemaster T1, I think it is. Yeah, Gagemaster T1. I actually went to the Gagemaster store. Um, yeah, I love Squires as well, Timber. And apparently, Gagemaster no longer sell this. It's they superseded it with a new one, which I think is the M series. I think it is, if my memory serves me rightly. So there's two new ones. Basically, it's an enclosed unit now. It's basically a metal box, um, and so that it's a lot safer to use than one of these. I'm going to be sorting something out with one of these, but I have got to tell you right now that if you're not competent enough with mains electricity, don't even bother attempting one of these, because you have got to connect a mains plug to this by means of either solder or spade connections. I'm going to solder mine. Um, but yeah, so the 240-volt supply goes into those two terminals there, and then the earth lead is then bolted to the eyelet there on the end there. And then over on the other side, you've got four connections there, and those four connections go to the two controllers to operate two controllers. So yes, timber, it is two controllers, not four. So yeah, so the guy that I'm looking for, really, when I go to another show, is this guy called Richard Paynes. I think it's pronounced Pans. Um, I picked up his flyer from the last show that I saw him at. I'd like to say it was actually at Macclesfield, I think. If anybody is aware of this guy or is not, this guy is definitely well worth a visit if you go and see him. Uh, that's the guy that's got bogies, motors all in packets, up walls. He's got bodies, chassis, bits and pieces in boxes. He's got spare parts galore. Um, so if you are in need of any spare parts, this is the guy to find if you can find him. Um, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's definitely the guy to find if you can find him. You probably know who I'm on about, the people that go to a lot of these shows. But yeah, he's the guy I'm looking for in the hope of trying to find some spare parts to get the 45 running again. My Sprinter needs spare parts, which I'm hoping to get from him. And there's other people as well. Ewing, sorry to see you have to go, mate. Don't worry. You take care of yourself, pal, and I'll see you in the next one. Um, Seen him many times at the show. He will be at Oswestry for sure. Yeah. Timber, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find out when the next Oswestry show is. Um, Not a swap meet, but an actual exhibition, and I'll definitely see if I can try and pop over to that one. Yeah, because that's one of many that I want to go and see next year. I would like to be able to go and visit the Oswestry show. I'd like to be able to go to the Crew Heritage Centre. I've never been. I'd love to go and see that. Um, and I would also like to be able to go to an exhibition I've never been to before. Um, and believe it or not, I've never been to the Ludlow one. So it's quite possible that I might even go over to that one because they're all close by anyway. And the Ludlow one would be an interesting one. It means I've just got to run up to Shrewsbury and then catch a train to Ludlow. So yeah, so it could be an interesting one. I could meet you at Crew. Yeah, I don't know when the Crew Heritage Centre are planning another exhibition, Bernie, but I'll be looking into all this very soon anyway and just making sure what's about. I'll post it in the Finton Central Facebook group. And yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to actually meet a few people. Um, I seriously need to buy Bernie a cup of coffee or two or four. Uh, and I really want to actually meet Timber Surf as well. The amount of times our paths have crossed and we've missed each other is unreal. We've been to the same model show. We've been to the same model show on different days. I think the last model show that we were both actually attended was Shrewsbury many, many years ago. And back then, he was still very much hidden from view, so to speak. I think The first time he showed his face, I think, was at Gets last year. I think it was maybe. Um, and passing, yeah, ships passing in the night. Yeah, honestly, I mean, we both even go to the same model shop in Shrewsbury, and we still keep missing each other. Yeah, so one day I'll be sitting there, Toby, talking to Toby Timber, and I'll probably hear your voice behind me coming through the door. I still reckon he puts that voice on as well. I reckon that's not his real voice. Yeah, Timber Surf came out at Gets last year. Came out and announced to the world that he is who he is. It is I, Leclerc. um, yeah. So anyway, I suppose does anybody want to know what I've been up to with the layout? I haven't done a great deal at the moment, but I have been doing something. Um, oh dear. Please excuse the mess. But come on, I'll show you what I've been doing. Hang on, let me have a slurp first. Hmm. Now you watch. I'm going to get up off this seat, and Smudge is going to jump on my seat, aren't you, boy? Yeah, I could hear you purring from down there. Say hello to Smudge, everybody. You just stare at the camera. Right, okay. Right, so Finton Parkway. I have made some progress. And please excuse the mess because I have been working on it. But I've had stuff laid out. I specifically put all these out just to show my appreciation to Bernie. Yeah, the Bernie Appreciation Society. Both me and Andy are uh, fully paid members of that society. um, but yeah, so basically, what I've done is let's have a look, see where you are because you're all backwards to me, which is very difficult to try and work out. But yeah, that's a mess of track which I'm currently sorting out. There are two tracks here which I just laid. This I will get to in a minute, and then those two tracks then merge into one here. Now, the original Finton Parkway had right here had a level crossing. So I'm thinking of putting a level crossing in here, but I'm thinking about making my own. So what I've done here is I've got some track that I've bent up ready, and that track is going to sit in there like that. Get another one. Where's the other one? The other one's there. That one's going to sit in there like that. Now, the idea behind this is so that I can fill everywhere with filler to make up the level crossing. And then these pieces here will act as a stop so that that's it. That's it. These will act as a stop so that the trains can still run through okay. You know, in the real world, that's what it looks like. I might shave a bit off the edge of the track to get it a little bit close to the chairs. But that's the basic principle behind what I'm going to be doing there. So there's going to be a new level crossing here. So the new Finton Parkway is going to be very closely representing the old one. It's not going to be exactly the same, but there's going to be aspects of it that you will recognize from the old one. Mix told me to use 2mm card. Yep, I got 2mm card, Mick. Um, yeah, that's food for thought. That one is. I will think about that one. Um, I suppose it'd be easier as well because it means I don't ruin the track. I did make one on the old layout out of plaster, and yeah, I did ruin the track. Um, but anyway, so the track continues, and this is where the incline is going to restart again and work its way back around the whole layout and come back on itself. Now, over here, you'll see a bridge. Here's a bridge. I think I bought this from the Macclesfield show this year as well. So that's the bridge. That bridge is going to be going in about there. That's where the incline is going to be coming round to. Okay. So if you see, that's how high up off the current baseboard is now. That's roughly about how high it's going to be. But then the incline is then going to go around again, and it'll end with it being about that high. If you want to put that into perspective, I'm 6 foot, and the layout is going to come about there on me. Perfect for a certain person I know. He knows who I mean. Anyway, so this piece that I've got here right now, I've still got to cut some more wood, but basically that. Trying to step over my jigsaw without standing on it. Oh my word, where am I putting my feet? There we go. Right, so that is going to go into place right there. That's going to go in there like that. Okay. Hello, Stuart. How you doing, my friend? That's going to go in there, and then that will then follow the existing incline, which is down there, and that's going to follow that all the way around the layout another 2 times. So this will be running on controller number 3. And then when I get to that high, that'll be running on controller number 4. So that's why I needed the 4 controllers, not the 8 timber surf. 4. Oh dear. It's good we can all have laughing and joking. Yes, Andy, twice. 2 more times. So the so basically the incline has started from the base level down here. It's worked its way up to this height. When it goes round again, it'll be that high. And then when it goes round again, it'll be that high. Yeah. So the idea is when it goes back round again for the 1, 2, 3rd time, it'll then open out into, excuse me, what I'm hoping is going to be the Grand train station. It's going to be a terminus train station. This could all change. But at the moment, up here, it is it will be hopefully a Grand terminus station. I would like to be able to have 8 platforms. And then there will be a double track going around the perimeter of the 3rd level. And of course, then in the middle of that perimeter is going to be the station. To be fair, if I can pull this off, the biggest helix in existence, yeah. If I can pull this off, I will be a happy bunny. I really will. But that is basically the grand plan of Finnerton Central. So Finnerton Central's at the base level. Finton Parkway is going to be there where Bernie's trains are. I keep calling them Bernie's trains, but they're mine now. Honestly, thank you so much, Bernie. Um, and and yeah, and then the top level is going to be Finhampton. Oh, actually, speaking of which, I was having a conversation the other day, and you know how you have this mental, for those people that have a fictitious layout, you know how you have this like, mental view of your railway world, so to speak. Um, well, I was having to think about that, and of course, everything is all beginning with my surname, which is Finn. Um, so, so I decided I was going to call the Finneton Central World um, Finshire. It's going to be the world of Finshire. So thought I'd tell you because it's been up in my head here for ages, and I just never told anybody. But yeah, so this is the world of Finshire. Uh, Andy, hit it. The like button, please. Actually, you know what? You haven't got to if you don't want to. Honestly, I never like to promote this channel. I never do. I prefer people to like if they want to, and I prefer people to subscribe if they want to. Finshire, awesome. um, but yeah, so uh, if yeah, I've always said this. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, if you want to, then fantastic. If you don't, you don't have to. I'm not making anybody do anything. I would much rather have people subscribe to my channel that really want to watch me babble on, you know, and take an interest in what I'm doing rather than people just subscribing just for the sake of it. Um, oops, sorry, forgot, done now. Thank you very much, Chris. Oh dear. Who liked before the stream started? Andy. Well done, mate. Well done. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, Flymo, could you put the Dewberry Firkin in? See, he's at it. He's done it already. I love that man. He's awesome. If anybody would like to join the stream, then please click on the link that Flymo has just put up, and I'd love to be able to chat to you all. Do you know what? Actually, I met Charlie Bishop for the first time back in Warley 2019, and I was absolutely shocked. I hadn't realised how small he is. Nothing wrong in that. Honestly, there's nothing wrong in that at all. But the way he portrays himself on his videos, it makes him look actually a lot bigger than he is. Right, so what's Timber saying? Yeah, Stuart's saying great plans, Brian. Yeah, all plans start off as great ones. Whether they come to fruition or whether they work or not is another thing. Loonsdonia borders Snowdonia and Flintshire and Finshire just over the border. Ah, yeah, you're right, actually. Oh dear. But at least Timbersurf knows where I've got Finshire from. And of course, Finhampton. Obviously, we've got Wolverhampton that's just down the road. Um, uh, Finton Parkway is an oddball. That one was picked by oh, that was picked by a YouTuber who I think is now no longer on YouTube. Uh, I know he was suffering quite badly with ill health. But he, like many others, entered the competition years ago by people just coming up with a name. I pick it out the hat, and whichever name it was, that was going to be the name of the station, and he did it, and so it won. And um, yeah, it stuck. Um, I'd love to remember what it was. It's on the tip of my tongue. If I remember, I'll tell you. But yeah, so another YouTuber picked that name, and yeah, um, and Finnerton Central can't really quite tell you how that connects because it's a bit too close to home. But yeah, basically, Finnerton Central is a mixture of my first name, a particular place, and Telford Central. So yeah, so that's that. So there you go. There's a lot of people in this chat that's probably never known that. I have said it previously in other videos, but um, yeah. So those that are new to the chat, if you don't already know, I'm Brian. I must remember to introduce myself at the beginning of the stream because I do forget. Right. Okay. What are we doing now then? At least I know the inside of your nose is clean. Is it? Are you sure? Um, are you quite sure? Anyway, what's Flymo saying now? Finneton Central, Canal or Citadel? Not quite too sure what you mean there, Flymo. Um, hmm, yeah. So yeah. So does anybody want to join? You don't have to if you don't want to, but it would be nice if anybody did. Um, Flymo, if you can punch it up again for people just in case they do want to join. Oh, we have got one person. Who's that? Aha! Aha! Hello. Hang on. Let me push a button. Hang on a minute, Mucker. Hang on. What? What? Hang on. Add to. There he is. Hello, Bernie. How are you, my friend?
I'm on.
Bernie, thank you.
Right.
Honestly,
I've got some
you're
more for you anyway. I've been sorted out a couple
mate,
of things
honestly, you
before for
don't
you.
need to give me any more. I mean,
No,
honestly,
it's not a
it'd be
problem, mate.
very appreciative, but really, honestly, what you've given me there is gold, mate. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic. It really is. Um, what's
The,
Andy said now?
sec-
Can't compete with
the
the
second of
telly
all,
and a
please,
room
you
full of
are
family.
sorted
Oh
out
dear.
relatives.
You what, Bernie?
You can have the pleasure.
Honestly, mate, I'm lost for words still. You know,
I
it was
said,
a fantastic surprise. It really
don't just
was.
stand back because I'll show you another one, won't it?
Oh no. Who's twins? Ah,
This will be
right,
coming to you.
okay. Apparently, Mick says that we are twins, Bernie.
Sherwood Forester.
Sherwood Forester. Oh, that's nice.
No,
So Deltic. It is a Deltic.
that'll be coming to you. Now it's
Really?
a peak.
Peak.
It's a
Ah,
peak.
Peak is
Yeah.
oh, it's class. 50 something, is it?
It's,
Class 40.
I think
Thank
it's
you,
the main
Flymo.
line.
Flymo's come to rescue. Oh my word, there's too many people now. Right, is it a
45 or
40 or a
44.
45? Is it 40 what?
I'm just trying to get me.
Flymo says it's a 40. Andy says it's a 45. Tim Preserve says it's a baby Deltic. So I was close.
Well, it's a main line. Is it a bit
Okay.
better now?
Okay.
Is it a bit better? Yeah, it's nice. It runs, but it's an old one, and I'm not going to use it. So you know, I've got a
Well, yeah,
box
you know,
for
I love the old
Alan as
locomotives. You
well.
know,
Is it gone off?
yeah, Alan loves the old
Can't hear that.
locomotives also. Um,
It's all it's on.
apparently it is
I can't hear
44,
you. What's going on here?
class 40 to 46. There were a few
Oh,
issues on that body style, apparently.
I can't hear, bro.
Okay.
There's my mic. You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Why is that?
I
My
don't
mic's
know.
gone.
I can definitely hear you.
Speak, Brian.
Speak. Hello.
Put you on a little telly.
Is your earpiece not working? I don't know why I'm saying that because you can't hear me. I can hear him though. Try now. Testing.
Can I hear myself?
Can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you on the telly. That's weird.
Very weird. Try now.
Yeah, I can hear
Ah,
you on the telly, but I can't hear you on my
right.
laptop.
Okay. There's about a 2-second delay burning.
That's weird. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you on the telly. I can't hear you on
Right.
my laptop.
Okay. There's about a 2-second delay burning.
Well, you're in the future. I'm in the
Yeah,
past.
I know. I can hear myself in the future. That's scary.
Don't know why.
I have been told I look more like Matt Slade. I know. I can hear myself in the future. That's scary. Switch the
It's
TV
these that
off
come off.
apparently.
They're working just. I don't know.
Uh, I thought it might have been your earbuds. Battery's probably run out.
I can hear you now, Bri. Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah, I can hear
Leave them
everybody.
as- I'll put these back in the. I don't know if these were charged up. Anyway, got that, and I've got some more sorted out. I've got a box for Alan at Buckland Junction.
I was going to say,
He likes his milk
so
wagons.
send some to Alan because I know
There's a
he'd
box.
appreciate it also.
But it's stuff I've had for years, and I thought, well, I'm not going to run out my layout. It's like I'll be selling some of my 37s. You know, the Backman ones were sound, but they'll be really,
Yeah,
really cheap to buy because I'm
yeah.
getting a load from computer scale my 37s. So there's no point me having them because why would you run those when you've got others? Because I haven't got enough space on my layout.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of your stuff
I have to
now is
move to a
all
bigger house.
sound, isn't it?
Show them the steamer. The steamer.
I'll bring that one over in a minute. What do you think to what I've done to this, Bernie?
That is really. I watched your video and I said to myself, I could have done that, but it looks better with that roof on.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, that's that one. Yeah, the steamer that's oh crumbs that I nearly broke. Yeah, the steamer that
I'm
Royal
not in
Mail
your loft
broke.
tonight, guys, because it's too cold. That's a nice one. Yeah, I know that's a postman for you, know.
Yeah, but that's all nicely repaired now, mate.
I mean, it's well packed. Like, there's loads of bubble wrap in the box.
I reckon the postman drop kicked it. But yeah, it's all okay now. It runs absolutely fantastic. It does.
Mm.
I've got the Duchess of Sutherland on the layout now. I've been giving that a run around the layout.
Because that one's got the in the box in the tender, and it makes it look like it's got sound.
Yeah, this one
Yeah,
did, yeah.
yeah.
I have temporarily removed it. There is a like a metal clip that goes on the wheel here, and that
They've not been
catches.
run for years, Bry. They've
Yeah,
not been
that
run for
catches that.
years.
What I found is that metal clip was holding that because the axle here moves. The clip was holding the wheels apart. So every time it went over a point, it just kept hopping over it, hopping over the frog. So I put it somewhere safe, but I've temporarily removed it just so that it can run a bit better.
That
But yeah, that runs absolutely sweet. That does, and all I've done
that
to it really is just given it
31,
a service.
right, where you put the new roof on, I had that for Christmas in 1979.
Oh, is it a 1979 model? Is
It's
it?
that old. And that 37. The 37, I had that, I think it was a year later.
Well,
That
what
I
I've
had that
done,
1980. That is old.
yeah, all I've done to this one is I've painted the wheel
Yeah.
hubs yellow, and I've picked out the springs in red paint, just to make it look a little bit more modern, so to speak, more in keeping with the newer models. Got a bit of grease on there for some reason. Come on. There you go.
Did you see
So
what Alan done to these? He put two motors in his 37.
yeah, he cut the chassis in two,
I
hasn't he?
watched
And
his
he's glued
video
it
this
back
afternoon. It's
together.
really good.
Yeah. What's Chris said? Chris has said the Lima King class is very
See, my
good
brother's
value for
got a
money.
lot of my old stuff in his loft.
Yeah. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this was awesome. This was. I bought that from Warley for a fiver.
Yeah, that's good. That is.
And it was in
It's really
pieces, and I
good.
put that back together. It was actually a runner as well. It just needed it just needed the contacts cleaning, and that was it. But putting power directly to the motor, and it worked.
You like the 08?
Eh?
The 08.
Oh,
The
the 08.
shunter.
Here it is. There's
That's
the
when they
08.
were built proper.
That's a good little runner. That is. I found this one has. Is it this one? Yeah, it
That's
is
when they
this one.
made it
This one has the same
solid.
chassis and motor as my Tom's Tank engine. And both of them are really, really good runners. Really, really good. Oh, that's the addition that I've done to this one, Bernie. I've added
Yeah,
ladders to the front that were missing.
it looks better with the ladders on.
It does, doesn't it? So yeah, so I've added ladders to the front of it now. And that's all I've done to that one, other than giving it a general service. That's it, really. So yeah, so $1 million Brian. What am I missing? Oh, Jeff Friedman's in the house.
So when you come
Hello,
on the
Jeff. How you doing?
studio, don't really do this. It's different. The chat's different.
Yeah, it is, because the people who are subscribed to StreamYard, you can see in the chat. People who are not subscribed to StreamYard are in the YouTube chat, which I've got down here. Chris has said Alan's cut and shut 37 tractor is a real monster. It is. I haven't seen it running yet, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that thing will pull anything that will. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that thing is. What else we got? Blimo says a chuff chuff box like my Princess Victoria 1974 to 75 season. Yeah,
Ooh,
I've got a Flying Scotsman with a chuff chuff box. Yeah, I got a flying Scotsman with a chop shop. Oh, hot dog pilot Andy says you're a diamond geezer.
Who?
You.
Oh, oh God.
Yeah, we are, but we are part of the Bernie Appreciation Society. All hail Bernie.
Oh, stop it.
But no, mate, honestly, what you've done for me is really, really, really nice, honestly.
Above,
But yeah,
you know, the Acuda scale class 50, I've ordered 4, and
oh, okay,
I paid the deposit because they're not going to have my money for over a year. So I've
yeah,
paid a deposit on them, and we're waiting till a year's time, but I think it won't be till 2024. But I don't think that,
wow.
well, they said the end of 23. I think it'd be spring or summer 24. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to let you have that money for that amount of time, like they did with the Dartic. That was stupid. They've done
Well,
it with the
weirdly,
37 because 37s was supposed to be out now.
yeah,
They were supposed
Jeff
to be out in
Friedman was
October,
another one.
and they're not to
When he,
March.
yeah, when he ordered his Deltic, that took years. Jeff, it was 2.5 years you had to wait, wasn't it, for your Deltic? I think it was 2.5 years you had to wait for his Deltic. Um, but what's he saying? Oh, Jeff says don't mention the Deltic. Yeah, he's probably had to wait so long for it. He's finally got it and found something's probably broken on it.
Well, I was thinking about taking some of my locos out to the loft because the cold weather's coming, and it's supposed to go cold next week. It's
Yeah,
supposed to go
yeah.
to
My mate
-5,
Martin,
-6 here.
he's the same. Uh, when we went to Warley, he'd left a rucksack up in his attic, and the zips on his rucksack had started to corrode. They started to turn green, and he's gone straight up there, and he's took all his locomotives out. So yeah. So if anybody has got an attic railway, and you've got a lot of your locomotives stored up there, if it's not very well insulated, bring them down because the cold weather's going to ruin them. There you go. Top tip of the week. Get your trains out the attic.
It's well insulated out there, but I think the the coldness, because it's going to be sunny days, so the temperature is going to go up in the loft, and then it's going to
Yeah,
drop by quite a lot.
yeah.
So I can remember
If
when last year, uh, my insulation, it was all right, but I noticed I got a bit of condensation on the inside in the
yeah,
morning. So it's because of the temperature between the tiles were covered in, because we had a bit of snow. So the temperature outside, because every time I open the loft, the heat of the house goes up. So you're getting the
yeah.
contrast.
I mean, lots of people say to
No
me,
water was going on.
lock
No,
pack
it didn't run
open.
onto the track, but it's coming down
Mm,
like the brown
mm,
bits. I'm thinking I'm
mm.
going to end up with all the water running down there, so I'm going to have streaks.
Yeah. I think the only way you can avoid
The
that from
ice age.
happening is if you've got constant heat up there, and the room is temperature controlled. Otherwise, yeah, you will get that problem with the condensation and that. What's Jeff saying? It's hard work, but with a smaller scale, but sells better than double O. Oh, Jeff Friedman's doing some more printing. He's printing N scale products at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The cold air in your attic with the rising warm air from downstairs
Is
will
nobody else
cause
joining?
condensation.
Anthony, come on. I need Anthony's attention soon because I want him to help me sort this LBS out. Chop chop.
We're going to have an OBS learning session, are we? I mean, I think StreamYard is adequate enough for me.
What is the price
But
that StreamYard charged me? That's
yeah,
£46. So I cancel it. And then he
they're
offered
going to
me
charge you
10,
how much?
which is about £8.50.
What, per month?
Just had an email yesterday and I thought, what's this? Because I pay for it.
Yeah. Mark
Yeah.
says that
He wants
OBS is awesome.
£46.
Yeah.
It
But
was
no, I
only
mean,
26.
StreamYard's fine for me because I mean, I do everything on my phone. I edit my videos on my phone.
What's
I do
that?
my live streaming on my phone. Mind you, speaking of which, I'm on
Well,
23%. I've got to plug it in.
you can get your phone and you can put another camera on this, or you just invite your
Uh,
phone onto it and then you've got another camera.
yeah, I can. I can.
That's all you do. Email it to your email address, invite, and it'll come along the bottom. You
I
invite
don't
it,
even.
then you'll get an email. And you click on that, and you go straight to the studio, and that's your
So
second camera.
I'm moving you so that I
You
can
can do that if you've
plug
got
my
another
phone
email
in.
address. Do that again.
Yeah, I don't even need to do that, Bernie. Oh, here he is. Hello, Anthony. Um, but yeah, basically what I do is if Rimo puts a
Anthony,
link up in the
good
chat,
evening.
Everybody.
all I do is I just tap on the button on my other phone and my other camera comes straight on. So it's as easy as that. But I know a lot of people have had a lot of issues with StreamYard.
It's in the
And I think a
trenches.
lot of it is due to
What's your
yeah,
gun?
I think a lot of the issues that people are having with StreamYard is Wi-Fi connection. If you haven't got a good strong Wi-Fi connection, it's going to be pretty much useless. But a lot of other
You got a
people
Welsh shirt
prefer
on.
OBS. I mean, Anthony, he's the OBS king. He is with all of his cameras that he has on in his show. It's awesome. Yeah, he's done it again now. Look, what's that one?
I've got
What would he's got? What's that at the back?
Cape Verde.
I'm in the trenches.
He's in the trenches.
I got drafted 100 years too late, but I got drafted. Okay.
How are you, Anthony?
Yeah.
Should not tell you all.
In the German trenches, Chris says.
Yeah, for all you UK guys, I'm in the wrong trenches. I'm sorry.
He lost about the bet. You see the belt.
Oh dear. Yeah. Where's your Donegal dad top then, Anthony?
It's I wore it to post that little post I posted. How's that for using the same word 3 times quickly? And then I'm not going to wear it again until my live stream on Friday.
Oh, fair enough then. I thought you was going to say you were going to frame it or something.
No, although as famous as Donegal Dad is, as famous as Mark is, I wanted him to autograph it and he didn't.
Oh, gutted.
Andy, I'm smelling gas, but it's not mustard gas, but we won't talk about that. I'm just protecting. Yeah, my daughter's working in the background here. I just got this computer going again. It had a little glitch, and I had to take it back to my guy that made it. This is my supercomputer, and it had a little glitch, and so I had to take it back, and I just got it back today.
I'm not very good with computers. If I get a glitch, I just use one of these.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with the money I paid for this thing, we're not going to take a hammer to it. Other computers maybe, but not this one. I spent quite a bit of my retirement bonus on this thing.
I can smell mustard.
Yeah. So if any one of you two don't behave.
But yeah, you can do this on the free StreamYard. You just go into settings, and then it'll, if you click on the settings button down below, virtual background, and then you can change it. You just pick which one, and boom, there's that one. There's a better one. Less controversial.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I know a lot of people are having a lot of issues with OBS right now. Have you actually considered doing a tuition video on how to use OBS?
Well, I'm getting echo here, and I don't think it's me.
I think it might be Bernie. Bernie, turn the volume down on your TV.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get these microphone things working again, Brian.
All right, buddy.
Well, I did a series of videos on my channel that explains how to go with OBS. The first one actually is pre-using OBS. It's about making sure you check your Wi-Fi connections, your upload speed, because those are all key. See, StreamYard doesn't deal with that in the sense that StreamYard just takes it and automatically takes whatever you're broadcasting and whatever's coming from your computer and fits it. OBS lets you customize it, and therefore it can be more problematic for people because they expect it to be plug and play.
Right.
But OBS, you actually have to go in and do a little bit of adjusting.
Yeah. No, I found that with StreamYard. StreamYard is a very plug and play type thing, really.
StreamYard is super easy. The one thing is, and I have had a couple of friends tell me I'm wrong, but basic StreamYard, the non-subscription StreamYard, you can import your OBS, but to run multiple cameras with StreamYards at the same time, like I do, to me, the difference when I started, maybe StreamYard changed, but when I started and got told to use OBS for what I want to do, is StreamYard didn't let you use multiple cameras at the same time. Like, you can rotate between cameras in StreamYard, just like right now I could change and put a different camera on, but I can't have all of my cameras up at the same time in StreamYard. And the only way you could do it is people were like giving their cell phones and had a different address or different email. Like, I'm going to use my Facebook ID for this one and my Google ID for that one. And then you could import your phone the way you've imported me.
Yeah.
With OBS, you set it all up through OBS. And so you can add all these cameras in without having multiple IDs. But I really don't know because I've never tried to stream with StreamYard except one time.
Catch you later.
But OBS, I do have a series of videos that shows how to use OBS for beginners. Oh,
yeah.
I chased him away. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. He did wait before he went. I think he's got some issues with his volume anyway. So,
and the thing with my video is you get people that come in and go, wait, you didn't explain this and you didn't explain that, and you didn't explain that. And it's like, I know no matter what you try to explain, it's like model trains. Where do you start and what all do you include?
Yeah.
When you're doing a video, what do you include? And to me, I was explaining how to use OBS for somebody like me who had never used it before. And I'm taking them in some cases the long way, saying, and by the way, there's shortcuts, you can learn to do this later, but you kind of should know what you're doing, because I didn't know what I was doing. My son-in-law talked me into OBS. I plugged in 4 cameras and it was cool because it was Jason at Barnabas Junction that gave me the idea to do multiple cameras, because he was the first channel I saw doing 3 or 4 cameras, and I was like, dang, that's cool. And so
he sort of splits, doesn't he, between StreamYard and OBS. I think he steers more towards StreamYard these days.
Yeah, and I think you can import. I know you can, because I've set up StreamYard where I can import it. But the thing is, with OBS, what we're doing now is not as easy, where I can pull up somebody else. There is a way to do it, but OBS hasn't quite got the instant add somebody in. I mean, technically, I could do it by adding a window and having the StreamYard window up in my live stream, but it would be chaotic with everything else going on, and I don't know how the sound system is.
A lot of people are trying to guess here. Can you just tell everybody what car that is in the background?
My car?
I think that's a Dodge Challenger, isn't it?
That is a 1973 Dodge Charger SE.
Charger.
It is a Dodge Charger. That's the big boy. Challengers were actually kind of small. They were called ponies because these were your big horsepower cars, and then the smaller versions were called pony cars. So like the Mustang is not a muscle car, it's a pony car.
Yeah.
And this thing would eat a Mustang and spit it out. But this was my car. I owned this for many years. It won the 1999 Mopar Raleigh, which is a big, hot rod convention for Mopar. Mopar was they were the engineering firm for Chrysler, Plymouth, and Dodge cars. Again, most of you in the UK, I don't know how well you know American car companies, but
I'm not very clued up on the American cars.
But there was Chrysler, and it owned Plymouth and Dodge as well. But Dodge was always independent. Dodge had its own engineers and everybody else called Mopar. And Mopar built some of the key engine parts. It was a Chrysler company that built the engine parts. So Mopar, anybody who says Mopar, they're talking specifically about Dodge and Plymouth, really muscle cars, because they ruled the muscle car world. People like their Chevys or their Fords or whatever, but anybody in the muscle car world knows that Dodge ruled it. Dodge ruled the racing circuit for in the 60s and 70s. But that was my baby. I personally would rather have it black, but I got it in green, and it won the 1999 Mopar Best in Show, and they even a toy car company like Hot Wheels, but it's called Johnny Lightning. They made a model of it.
Okay.
So I've got a bunch of those over here. But yeah, that was my baby for years. Unfortunately, I do not own it anymore. I had to sell it back in 2011 or 2012. It was either sell the house or sell the car. And
you've got more modern Charger now, haven't you?
Yes. I have I don't think I have that one loaded up, but it would take me like 2 seconds to do it. But yeah, I have a 2014 Charger now.
We had to get her 73 in 2008.
What did Joyce say?
No, that was my daughter Liz.
Oh, sorry. They both sound the same. Yeah, but I bet Joyce enjoys driving that car.
Joyce loves the new Charger. She did not like this one.
Did she not?
No, this is a little different handling. This is a big car, and she would rather not drive it. The new Charger she loves.
Yeah, one's got all the electronic aids.
Well, this one had 1973 version of power steering, but 1973 power steering still used the shoulders a lot.
And I'm trying to remember the first car I had that had power steering. I think it was a Vauxhall Cavalier, I think it was. What they call them in America? Monzas, I think they were in America. GM Monzas, I think they were.
The Chevy Monza. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The Chevy Monza. That was our Cavalier. That was.
Yeah, because Chevy had a car over here called the Cavalier, the Chevy Cavalier, so they couldn't call it the same thing. So it was called the Monza when it came over here, because that was one of their European models. They made it for Europe.
That's it.
Because it wasn't considered for the American market, but then the oil crisis and everything hit, and people wanted smaller, faster, better gas mileage cars, and all of a sudden the Monza's over here.
Yeah, they were known as Opel Ascondas,
Mm-hmm.
and then they changed, and then over here in England they called them the Cavalier.
Yep.
That was the Mark II. That was. What they call the Mark One? The Mark One was Manta. They called it an Opel Manta.
Okay.
But yeah, there you go. So we've been talking about OBS cars. See, it's amazing what people end up talking about, isn't it? What's Timbersurf saying now? That's why they call them muscle cars. Yeah, I suppose that's very true.
No,
yeah,
no,
'cause
no. They were called muscle cars because they were big, powerful cars driving the road. This thing on a good day got 8 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, yeah,
But that was
yeah.
back
I
when gas
agree
was
with that.
29 cents a gallon.
Yeah. Clive's just told me that apparently Opals were built better than Vauxhalls. I completely agree there. Yes. Yeah, I've had a couple of Opals myself, and they were completely different to the Vauxhall variation. But but yeah, what Flymo says, yeah, very busy. Cars in the rally scene, the Opel Manta. Yeah, I always wanted an Opel Manta. Oh, hang on, someone's in the chat. Oh, oh Christ, dropping my phone now. Hang on, Bernie's come back for another go.
Bernie's come back. See, there's the new one.
Yeah, hang on, push that button, push that button. There we go. Right, that's it. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better, but my right, try and put you is my phone holder is playing. No, trying to find somewhere to put it, which it'll stay where it is. Please stay there. No, there. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm sorting this out. That's it. Stay. Don't move.
No, Tim, we didn't run timber. We didn't run out of gas back then. We had huge gas tanks, and we just filled it up, drove so far, filled it up again, drove so far. You just filled it up a lot. Americans didn't care about gas mileage. Americans didn't care about gas mileage until 1974. That's when we suddenly cared.
Ah, right. Okay. I'm going to turn this soldering iron off because I don't think I'm going to end up using it tonight.
Oh, okay.
There we go. I will have a look at this DAPL track cleaner another day. But all it needs to do really is I just need to wire it up, and I need to do a bit of playing around with it as well. Oh, Jeff Friedman's just said he likes my T-shirt. I know why he likes my T-shirt. The reason why he likes my T-shirt is because he made it. So anybody wants a custom-made T-shirt for their layout, speak to Jeff Friedman. Oh, Artie's in the chat.
Uh-oh, somebody woke up Artie. The people
we got Artie.
In. Man, I just can't go anywhere without Artie following me, I tell you.
Well, me and Hot Dog Pilot Andy, we are part of the Bernie Appreciation Society, and Art is part of the Anthony Appreciation Society.
Hey, I'm a newbie to Bernie's channel, but I appreciate. I think he's got a. I think what he does is amazing, and that he's given these so many locals away. I've seen so many channels. I think that's how I stumbled across them. Somebody's like, "Yeah, Bernie just gave me this," and somebody else was, "Yeah, Bernie just gave me this," and I'm like, "I should tune into that channel." And yeah, very, very nice channel. He's got a great channel. Seems like I haven't met him in real life, so I can't attest to it, but he seems like a super nice guy. I
met Bernie once. I don't know why, but for some strange reason, he ended up in hospital shortly after. It had nothing to do with his heart attack, honest. And the poor bugger's been ill ever since. But you're on the mend now, though, aren't you, Bernie? Yeah, he's nodding. You still having issues with your volume, mate? Yeah, he's still having issues with his volume. When you're ready, mate, just speak and we'll see if you're working or not. But we'll leave you to play in the background. Oh, right. So what we got in the chat so far then? Right. What's Artie saying? I just got back from my overnight trip in Europe. Oh, Artie's been in Europe.
Artie's been all over. He's got a teleporter, a transporter, a teleporter in his little house in Australia.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Problem is,
Yeah,
one of the
we all
times
could
he
do
used
one
it,
of
it
them.
kind of frizzed a little, and Artie just hasn't been the same since.
What's that link there? Blind Motors put a link into eBay, Scenic 3D. Oh, is that Jeff's new eBay shop? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't think it goes under the name of Jumbo Printing anymore. Jeff's got a new eBay shop now. So if anybody wants to purchase anything 3D wise off him from there, then yeah, go and take a look. I mean, there's so many companies out there now that do 3D printing. I know Scale Model Scenery started to dabble in that sort of thing. We've got Timber Surf as well, with Timber Scale, Scale 3D. They're all part of the same company. And then we've got Jeff Friedman as well, and he's doing a bit of 3D printing as well. So I mean, I've got a little bit of everything here. Yeah, timber. I still haven't painted those chimneys yet. They're still here. They're still here, telling me to paint them. But I've got those there, and there's the step things that go around the outer edge of
Can't
my
get into work,
table. They're from Jeff. You what, Bernie?
Oh, did you hear me?
Yeah,
I heard something. Yes, you're working.
Oh, I haven't done anything.
Oh, don't touch nothing.
Sorry?
Don't touch nothing.
My hands are behind my back.
Sit on your hands.
Oh, too hot. Turn the heating off. Too hot.
I tell you what, I'm absolutely boiling up here. I am absolutely boiling. I tell you what. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know,
Outside,
heating is blooming expensive right now.
It's 5.
Is it 5 degrees? Is it in Wigan? Bloody hell!
Yeah.
What temperature is it here? I don't know. I think it's probably about 5 degrees here. I think it is. How hot is it over in America, Anthony?
we're at -1
-1
Celsius.
Didn't you say earlier that you had some snow or something? Did someone say they had snow?
It will get snow. You had Buffalo.
Buffalo got dumped on. We had a week before Buffalo got dumped on. We had a small, very thin carpet of snow one day, and
my relations in North Carolina
now,
had a lot of snow.
Yeah, Buffalo got 6 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently it's 4 degrees
out about there.
Oh, Artie wins. It's 20 degrees in Australia.
Next week it's going cold here, Brian.
Yeah, but Artie's in that upside down part of the world.
We may have snow for Christmas.
Oh, controversial. I still reckon we might have rain. It never snows on Christmas Day. Can anybody remember the last time it actually snowed on Christmas Day? I'm pretty sure it's probably 1960 something.
2013, it snowed before Christmas, and the snow was still here on Christmas Day. Because I remember going out in 2013 or 2014. I went out for Christmas Day dinner at this pub, and they had a big Christmas tree just outside the door, and the snow was still on that tree.
We will get
I
snow.
reckon it was 1981. Yeah, you are right, Flymo, because my birthday party was cancelled in 1981 because of the snow. And my birthday was 12 days after Christmas. Hint.
76, we had a lot of snow.
We used to average about every other year. You know, you get 2 or 3 years in a row where we'd have snow for Christmas, and then 2 or 3 years where you didn't. Now it's rare to have snow for Christmas here.
It is.
We had a lot of white Christmases when I was growing up, and they're fewer and further between. I think we've had one white Christmas in the last 15 years here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Christmassy person, but I still think it would be really magical to have snow on Christmas Day.
Yeah, you like Christmas because you open the presents before.
Yeah, I know. Oh, wrong. That was
I mean, I'm
confusing
not
everything's
into
all backwards on here.
I'm not into any of the aspects of it, you know, the religious side of it, but I like Christmas. I like the time of year. My birthday is also a week before Christmas. My grandson's birthday is now the day after mine.
Mm.
And Christmas, I love it. And snow, yeah, snow adds something because in Toledo we have three colors in winter. It's either brown, gray, or it's snowy white. And of the three, snowy white looks the best.
Yeah. Flymo said that what was it he said? Something about snow, and that's the last actual snowfall on Christmas Day. Can you remember about the fears of the new ice age and then 1976 happened? Well, I know 1976 happened because I'm now talking to you. If 1976 never happened, I wouldn't be here.
Okay, well, I'll just leave now. I was going into middle school when you were born.
Wow. Sorry, have I made you feel old, Anthony?
You said in 76?
Oh, Andy says apparently you're 60 this year, Anthony.
No. I'm not 60 for another year.
One more year to go. He's still clinging on to the 50s.
I'm 62.
Mick was stationed in Germany.
63 next year.
Who's 63 next year?
Me.
Oh, you're doing well then.
Yeah, I turned 13. See, I was born at the end of 63, so it's like being in 64. So I was 12 going on 13 in 76.
Jeff Friedman's just said that he'd left school 2 years before I was born.
There's another one.
Oh, dear.
See, the minute you start talking about age, there's somebody who's going to top you.
Yeah.
Somebody else was like, when I was.
Yeah, but when I went to
said he was
school,
9 years old.
I was a lot younger.
Timber Surf said he'd started work in 1977.
Well, same year I started work.
Mick said 72 in March.
I started work in 76.
Well, Mick 72 in March next year. Artie says we used to get attacked by Christmas beetles. They were cold and black stripe. What was it? They were cold with black stripes. There isn't many about anymore.
Well, they broke up, and 2 of them have died.
Hey, Bri, on
I don't know. Half of what Artie says, I take it with a pinch of salt because I don't know if half of it's true.
There was a guy who did a camera on the Warley show 360.
Oh yeah, that was Richard Brown. Trains in the Attic. Very good. I was impressed with that.
Yeah.
The best thing about that was
you can turn it all around.
Yeah, you've got your phone in your hand and you're doing this with your phone and you can see all the way around him. It was brilliant.
It's on his phone.
No, it's a special camera.
A special camera, yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
I saw him stood there. When you walked into Warley, we were all stood. We were all stood in the queue. I managed to get to the front of the queue, much to my chauffeur's disgust, because he just wanted to get there and get in, and he didn't realise he'd have to wait an hour before he could get in. But I wanted to get to the front of the queue so I can get the bargains first. But anyway, while I was stood there waiting to be allowed to get in, Rich was stood there with his special 360 stick, holding it up. And when he does his one video, trying to remember which video he does now,
I've got it just come up now.
I think he's done 3 videos of Warley. One of them is like a ghost image, and you can see loads of people all stood in a queue in this ghost image.
Mark
if you
was
look
on
very
the video.
carefully, I'm stood in the middle.
Well, you on the
I'm
360,
stood in
are
the
you?
middle. You are, mate?
You on the 360?
I'm on the 360 camera, yeah. It's not on the 360 film. It's the beginning credits to one of his Warley films.
That's his head.
And you see like a ghost image of a crowd stood in the background over his
He's down the corner. No.
Yeah. So where he got his opening credits, you can see a ghost image
Mark's
behind it
here.
of people stood in the crew and starting to walk in. And I'm stood there in the middle.
Mark's around here somewhere.
Oh, Donegal Dad. Yeah. Yeah, I
put
did
on
speak to
full
Mark
screen?
briefly while I was there.
Mark comes on here in a minute.
Waiting.
He's not looking at anything. He's walking down here now. Because Mark's on the left-hand side of it with his daughter.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, you on here, are you?
I was just too busy with my phone in my hand doing this and looking around. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I really did.
Good. No point down
But
there.
yeah, I spoke to Richard briefly while I was there, and he said he got 3 cameras.
The picture's a bit blurred now and again, but it's good. You can look at it. Like
all 3 cameras have different. Yeah, all 3 cameras had different functions for him to do.
There's Mark here. Isn't it? No, is that Mark? Oh, that's West Hill Wagon Works. Did you go up there?
I know a couple of guys from West Hill Wagon Works. Well, 3 actually.
They're there. Done a good daddy's round here because I was watching. I thought, oh my god, it's Mark.
Yeah, I just because I know he was running one of the layouts, and I just remember walking up past one of the layouts, and I spotted him. I went, "Oh, hello, Mark." He went, "Oh, hi, Brian." He shook me hand, and that was it. Then we carried on walking.
Really? He's around here somewhere.
I do find it bizarre, though. You go to these exhibitions.
I think we've got a line on there.
Yeah.
Mark's right here in a minute.
But yeah, you go to these exhibitions and you get people just randomly walking up to you and saying, "Oh, hello, Brian, how are you?" Like, who are you?
See, I'm waiting for that to happen.
Well, you need to come over again, Anthony, and hopefully next time I might be able to actually get to see you. But when you were visiting this year, I was working. I couldn't get away from work.
Oh, and there were so many places that when Joyce and I first talked about going to the UK instead of Germany, there's where we wanted to go and how much time we had, and we wanted to get, because we didn't know if we would ever come back.
Mark's just around here. You know, down here. It was left here, I think, if I remember right.
But no, Anthony, you did really well actually, visiting as many places as you did. You started in London, you ended up in Wales, you ended up in Scotland.
Well,
you visited York, back in England.
In Wales as anywhere. We were 4 days. See, the first rule is we never want to spend less than 4 days somewhere.
Yeah.
To be honest, we'd like to stay a week in each place because it takes about 2 to 3 days to really feel it out. But we were in London for a couple of days because London was not one of the big things we wanted to see. I know that might sound shocking or amazing, and we've talked about it on our channel. We were not, London was not top of the list. We wanted to see a couple of things. And we happened to hit London right at the time of the Jubilee. And so it was packed. And then we went to Cardiff, and Joyce fell in love with Cardiff. I mean, she could move to Cardiff tomorrow if everything else would factor. She's not going to be away from her babies, as we say. But Joyce fell in love with Cardiff.
I absolutely love Wales.
And then when we went to Northern Wales, that was we met Tim Dowd, Tim JD. We met him, and that was great. But and that was where it hit us weird because I'm excited to meet Tim, and Tim's like, it's you. Like Joyce says, meeting Tim, he thought we were, Joyce was like, he acts like we're movie stars.
I wonder where he is.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, you're all the way over there in America, and you suddenly see you, in Wales. It's like, oh my God.
And Alan met us, and of course, Alan
Alan at Dragon Junction, didn't you?
Yeah, Alan Wiles at Dragon Junction. We started talking before we went to the UK, because originally our trip to the UK was going to be a one-off. We're going to the UK once, hit the things we really want to see, because we may not ever go back. Well, now we're going to go back. We fell in love with a lot of things, and we want to meet some other people. There's other places, like Joyce really wants to get. I want to get over to Ireland a bit, and both Northern Ireland, part of the UK, as well as Ireland, the country. And Joyce really wants to get up into the Highlands of Scotland.
Yeah.
And so we are going to go back.
Did you sit in that, Bright?
Yeah. Sorry, Anthony. Hang on a minute. What was that, Bernie?
Did you sit in that little steamer?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I actually didn't see that little steamer. I saw the big one, which is what I was just about to get to. Actually, there is actually a steam engine in the middle of that exhibition, and people at the Severn Valley Railway were raising funds for its reconstruction. And that's somewhere where, if Anthony ever gets the opportunity to come back over to England again, I mean, I know, Anthony, you like looking at your history and stuff like that, and you're not really particularly focused on your trains, but if you get the opportunity to go to the Severn Valley Railway, that's definitely one to go and have a look at.
That was one of the last things we actually decided we couldn't make on this trip, because we wanted to take one of those heritage rides on it.
Yeah.
And really go see it. And we weren't far away from it, but trying to find a day where we could do this and do that, it was so hard. I've got friends like Roger at St. Blasey World. We really wanted to meet, and we were going to try to meet. He's a couple hours away from Bristol. We're a little bit away from Bristol, and we were going to try, but he was just too sick to make it. He was having health issues. I've got a couple other friends. There were two people. Well, all right, I wind up insulting people, but we wanted to meet you because you're one of the people I've talked to the longest on YouTube, where we've talked off YouTube.
No, he's not.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. That is,
for me. I
mean, I kept looking, because I was following you all over your trip, and I kept thinking, so I thought, if I can get a day out, I can go and see him. And you were your closest when you was at Wales. And I thought every time I tried, I kept thinking, I just can't do it. I'm so busy.
I wanted to go to Oswestry, or I'm going to say it wrong. Oswestry. You're near Oswestry.
Oswestry,
because that's the home of my favorite English language poet.
Okay.
And there's he's dead and buried in Flanders over, because he died in World War I. But Wilfred Owen is my favorite poet, and he was from that little town there on the border. But his home, and there's a museum and a memorial to him. And trust me, I wanted to get there and do a pilgrimage. I am very deeply. He is my favorite English language poet.
Okay.
And
I mean, it's only a 30-minute drive away from me.
Yeah, and I wanted to hit that, and it just didn't fit into, and it was like, okay, I guess I'll sacrifice that one. But now, if we go back, there's also, do we go back and meet some of the people we met before, or do we go other places and meet other people? But Alan was amazing, man. Alan was just.
He's a nice fella, is Alan. He's actually invited me to come over.
There's
But
Christopher. You probably don't know Christopher, but he's a good friend of mine. He's one of my longest friends on YouTube from the
It's a
UK.
buzz.
Would have loved to have met him. And then, of course, we did meet people. We met Chris from Hales Heritage Railway, and he's another person we've been friends with we had been friends for over 3 years with Chris, talking online every day for 2 years.
so sad that.
So to meet him, and he was so full of life, so awesome,
Going back.
so hilarious, and then a month later he dies.
Yeah, it's a cruel world, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, but at least we did get to meet him, and it just makes it's sadder, it's more melancholy, but that we actually got to spend a few hours with him, sitting in as he said, we sat in a Starbucks and solved all the all the world's problems. I'm talking inverted today. It was fantastic, and that's why you want to meet these people, because these are people. I'm a little weird. It's hard to call people friends. I mean, especially right now, I don't want to call anybody a best friend.
No.
But it's hard to call people friends if you only know them through the camera. But thanks to this modern tech, we can actually talk, and it is okay to call people friends. And like Joyce loved Chris. Before we met Chris, Joyce loved him, and it hit her as hard as it hit me. We both cried when we got the news. But I didn't tell her right away because she was dealing with her brother, who passed away a few weeks later. But like Philip Page, meeting Philip Page for an hour. Joyce loves Philip Page, just thinks he's the bee's knees. She always says he's so cute. And then she loves Alan, and she liked Alan ahead of time, but meeting him in person really just made it, because sometimes the trained people are like, well, honey, those are more your friends, but now they're our friends.
Yeah. But no, it was great that you got to see Christo before he did pass away. I mean, you knew him far more than I did. I mean, I did occasionally see one of his live streams. And then one night when I did decide to watch one of his live streams, he wasn't able to do it. And the next thing we know, he's gone. It's like, wow.
We want to go to Island of Wight and meet Tim Wells from, at the time it was Family Model Railway. And then we did do York, where we got to meet a bunch of people. We met Robert from Robert's Train Set, and I got to meet Andy from March West Junction TMD, Alan again, Leslie Gilpin. That was awesome.
Yeah, I think you met Richard Brown from Trains and the
Yeah, and we met Richard Brown.
Yeah.
The worst thing about going to York, was I went to York, and this is the first big train museum I've ever been in. And I'm overwhelmed by, like, oh, that's a Deltic. Okay. There's the Mallard. Wow. The actual Mallard. And I'm seeing all this stuff, and there's all these people, and I'm not like talking to them because I'm so overwhelmed. Like Richard, I feel the worst about, because I really want to talk to Richard and Andy, and I didn't talk as much to them because everybody's like, check this out, check this out, check this out. I'm like, whoa. And it was a shame I didn't get to see them all or talk to them all as much as I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there myself a couple of times, and you are in awe of the place. I think one of the best parts of that museum, I think, is right to the back of the Great Hall. There's a room at the back there, which was basically their storeroom.
Yep.
And they had nowhere to put any of this stuff. And then they came up with this idea of, hang on a minute, let's just open storerooms to the public. So they did.
Yeah.
So basically, when you're walking through there, you're effectively walking through the storeroom, and it's such a great. There's so much memorabilia in there, and I think they've got a section there that's dedicated to the Flying Scotsman, and I mean, I haven't seen the Flying Scotsman in the flesh, so to speak, since 1991, I think it was. I last saw it. I've actually got a picture of me stood next to it somewhere. But yeah, but yeah, it is a fantastic place to go and visit. I mean, York in general is a fantastic place to go and visit. You know, if you're into your Vikings and stuff like that, that's definitely a place to go to.
I'm running in
'Cause they've got the
circles.
Viking Museum there, and
Yeah,
they
I
got
love that. Joyce really
yeah, they
loved
got
that.
yeah. Well, when I was there last, oh, there's Richard there.
There's the crew.
Yeah, but
Oh,
when
perfect.
I
I
was
sit in the
there
middle of me
last,
and don't block anybody else out.
yeah, they had there was loads of things going on, and there was a big Viking thing going on at the time. And I just remember walking around looking at it and thought, oh, Anthony will love this.
Yep. Oh yeah. And we did. Joyce really loved it. Joyce was like,
Oh, yeah.
wish we had this type of museum set up in America, because American museums are very static. And in Germany, they're more, German museums are off, you know, you'll have your static displays, but there's a lot of things in German museums designed to play with your head and get you thinking a bit. And then American museums are sort of like, there it is, look at it, okay, move on. And then Jorvik was very, very intricate and well done. It was an amazing museum, very cool.
Yeah. Artie's just said the last time he saw Flying Scotsman was in 1988 when it was touring Australia. Well, Flying Scotsman very nearly ended up being stuck in America.
Well, we tried to keep it, but you got it back anyhow.
Yeah, we got it back. Yeah, Alan ran out of money. He went bankrupt, poor bloke. And then I think I forgot his name now, but another guy came to the rescue and bought it for the money that it was owed, and thankfully shipped it back over to this country. But the local heritage centre that I'm with, they don't like talking about Flying Scots, and they call it a pile of scrap. Because basically they say there's probably about that much of it that's still original.
But yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true of a lot of things, like the famous U.S. warship, the Constitution, and so forth. They've had everything replaced over time. There's very little that's left of. Even famous paintings at museums, they're so touched up. That's not the original paint you go and see on a lot of those. They have professionals come in who recreate the
Richard Watson there.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about a 360-degree camera is anything that's really close to it has a very jerky and weird motion to it. So when you're walking around with one, if you're in it, you look like you're missing frames.
Yeah. I did briefly see Richard Watson while I was there. I didn't get to say hello to him, unfortunately. But for those of you who don't know who Richard Watson is, he's New Junction. His channel's called New Junction, and he's a journalist for Hornby magazine now.
Yep.
Who was it?
He's the reason I liked it, or he's the reason I came on YouTube. That's
it. Chris just told me it's not Chris, sorry, Andy Hot Dog Pilot just said it was Bob McAlpine that saved Flying Scotsman and brought it back. Everybody else is calling it Trigger's Broom. I don't know if you're familiar with Trigger's Broom, Anthony.
No.
There's a TV program called Only Fools and Horses.
I know the show. Haven't watched many episodes. Very funny, but yeah.
Yeah, it is very fun. There's a guy in it. His name is Trigger, and he was the local he was the local road sweeper, and he marveled at the fact that he'd got this broom and he'd had it for about 14 years or something like that. I can't remember the proper story. And one of the lads said, "Oh, that's impressive. I can't believe you had a broom for 14 years." He says, "Yeah, it's had 10 handles and 14 bristles like it." And then he was like, "Well, it's not the same bloody broom then, is it?" Oh dear. But yeah, awesome program that is. I absolutely
I couldn't find it. He must have missed it around and all that. So
it was
great watching that. I think it goes on for about 20 minutes. I think it does.
Yeah, it is 20 minutes, but I'm sure
Yeah, it's
I
a
can't
20-minute
get the
video.
beginning bit.
Because I grew up on a
Okay.
lot of UK comedies, starting with Monty Python, Are You Being Served,
Right on.
Dad's Army.
Well, Monty Python has a lot to answer for, really, because I get a lot of grief from Monty Python because of my name.
Oh,
Yeah, like sometimes I'll say like, "Oh, my name's Brian," and you'll hear someone in the background saying, "He's a naughty boy."
Brian is he's a very naughty boy.
Yeah, I am not the Messiah.
Yeah, with the TV show we had the Seven Fallacious Therathons, I have a friend in Rome. But
Flymo just said Brian.
But yeah, Monty Python, the TV show, and the movie The Holy Grail are some of the all-time best. I also love the young ones, that very sort of the punk rock of comedy, that group of guys, Abe Edmondson and Rick Mayall, and those guys that kind of came out at the same time as punk rock in music, and they kind of created a new,
Peter Waterman was there. Did you see him?
Yeah, Peter Waterman was there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a video here.
Oh dear. Do you know what,
Behind
guys? All this chatting, I didn't realise I've been on for so long.
Been on 10 minutes.
You know what, lads? I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's been a lot. It's been a long day, and I've got to go to work early in the morning as well.
I'll let you say
gotta go cook dinner.
I'll catch you later.
Yeah. But anyway, lads, thank you very much for joining.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't kick me off.
I'll catch you later,
Once I start talking, I don't stop.
Yeah, no problem. I'll try and work it out myself. Let's have a look. That one. There we go. Take care, Anthony.
Bye-bye, everybody.
There we go. Right, and everyone, yeah, it's been lovely chatting to you all. Open all hours, yeah. Yeah, there's been some really, really good stuff, really good comedy back in the old days. Well, anyway, we've been talking about an awful lot of different subjects tonight, haven't we? But yeah, anyway, I'm going to love and leave you all. Take care of yourselves, and happy modeling. And I'll see you all again very soon. Take care all. Good night. And ta-ra. Bye.